Hello, this is Sarita and I'm speaking to you today from Soulhenge, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. Now, one of the truths about who you are is that you are a multi-dimensional being, which I know you will have heard me say many, many times. And it's absolutely imperative, if you like, as we move into our ascension, into fifth dimensional consciousness, that we begin to tap into our multidimensionality. It's going to assist us to access higher states of being and higher dimensions. And one of the ways that we can access our multidimensionality is to begin to learn how to, or to play with, turning on our dormant DNA strands. And we all know from science that we have 2 DNA strands that work, and science has basically junked the others because they don't understand what it is. But basically we have 12 strands within us. And what those strands actually do is they inform us about the true nature of who we are as multidimensional beings. They give us encoded information which allows us to access our true nature. And so really it's imperative to be able to turn these strands on. And I've just started working in my weekly meditation class. I'm working with this class for 4 weeks. And we are activating our 12 strands of DNA. And, you know, beautifully synchronistically, as always, I've found out that basically there's never been a better time to activate our dormant DNA strands than what is coming up for us astrologically next. Because according to Laura Eisenhower, who's absolutely terrific, by the way, and if you've never listened to her, I strongly suggest you go and seek her out right now, Laura Eisenhower, we are moving into the 13th golden gate of Ophiuchus. I hope I've said that right. And this is astrologically a moment where we have opportunity, particularly to switch on these dormant DNA strands. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to share 2 of the 4 meditations that I'm doing with this class with you all for free, so that you all have the opportunity to begin to activate yourselves. And the truth of the matter is that as creator consciousness in expression, it's exactly the same as manifesting. We switch on our dormant DNA with our intention and our attention. Because what you believe is we are living in a holographic universe, and we have the capability to achieve anything if we can focus our intention enough to do so. So what happened is I kind of, as I said, knew it was time to play with switching on DNA. And as always, the meditations I'm about to share with you have been received directly from Source Consciousness. I always have a kind of vague idea about what might happen, but they really are, if you like, channeled from Source. I just hollow out, I trust, and then I speak what comes through. And I've done the activation that I'm about to share with you now. I did a week ago, and I did the second activation 2 nights ago, and I feel really different. I'm really excited to share this with you because I'm noticing some changes within my body and within my experience. And I've noticed that my pineal gland has switched on. My imagination has become very real in quite a profound way. So it doesn't feel like imagination anymore. It feels like I'm seeing into higher realms with much more ease and vividness and detail. I'm also beginning to see stuff which is potentially considered not normal in this 3rd dimensional reality. So I'm beginning to see some new things in my daily life, like lights and things like that. And my dreams are more vivid, and I guess what I'm also feeling is calmer. I'm feeling more expansive and more centered within myself, as if I'm accessing the wider landscape of who I am within the cosmos. So I'm not getting so sucked into little details which potentially can cause friction, I guess, or fear. I feel more expanded is what I'm trying to say. I feel more omnipresent since I started doing this activation. So I can feel it working within me. And I don't think there's a limit to how many times you could do this meditation activation that I'm about to share with you. So just play with it and see what happens to you. And also remember, we are all unique. We're all individual. We're all in our own processes, and the way that you're going to experience this meditation is going to be different from everybody else. We're all having a different experience, and I'm going to guide you in this meditation. But as always, I'm saying to you, be your own sovereign being. If you intuitively feel like doing something else within the meditation, absolutely follow your own guidance. So now I'm going to explain to you the meditation, how it's going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect you first to the earth and stellar stars. If you haven't done that before, I'm going to put a link here so that you can practice connecting into the new 5D crystalline diamond octahedron heart star of Gaia, okay? Because what's recently happened is Gaia has finished her transition at the first dimensional core level of her being, which is the center of the earth, if you like, the heart of Gaia. That's transitioned from being an iron core crystal into being a diamond crystalline heart. And that's because Gaia is becoming crystalline, and we, as part and parcel of Gaia herself, are moving from being carbon-based beings into being crystalline beings. And this is so that we can access more light into ourselves, into our bodies. We're becoming enlightened, and that literally means more light is coming in. And part of activating our DNA strands is they're lighting up. They're going to come out of the shadows, out of being dormant and asleep, and they're going to wake up into this new light, which is coming from Gaia herself. That's what we're going to be working with today, but it's also coming from sunlight. You know, the more we tap into working with sunlight in our energy centers, and I've got lots of meditations on my channel that allow you to do that. That is bringing new encoded light frequency information down from the cosmos, through that stellar star, the sun, and into the field of our reality, and that is also activating us as well. So it's really important that you learn how to tap into the fifth dimensional crystalline heart of Gaia. And that information about her about the new 5D heart of Gaia came to me towards just before lockdown, actually. And at the same time, I received this information that the thread that runs through our central core that connects us to the earth and stellar stars, the earth star and the sun star, had become two interwoven threads of light. One was gold and one was white. And what I see with the meditation that I'm about to do with you now is those interwoven strands are actually, if you like, our primary DNA connection to the cosmos. We are one strand of the multiverse, of the genetics of the multiverse. We are the microcosm of the all that is. It's really important to remember that. So we have these two interwoven threads of light that run through our central core, and that central core is our quantum core processor. It contains and holds all the information and knowledge about us, and that, if you like, is the DNA strand of our existence that taps into the multiverse. It's the within and the without. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. And so what we're going to do in this meditation is we're going to connect to the earth and stellar stars by those two interwoven threads of light. And then I'm going to get you to take your conscious awareness into those interwoven threads of light that are running through the central quantum core processor of our being. And you're going to feel your way into those threads of light and find there within the 12 DNA strands. And I'm going to get you to feel them and see them and connect into them as much as you can. So you're kind of connecting into the consciousness of those 12 strands. And so I'm going to guide you by saying 1 and 2, and then I'm going to leave you for a time to feel into the first and second strands. Then I'll say 3 and 4, and you're going to feel your way into the third and fourth strands, and so on and so forth, until you have really connected with the consciousness of 12 strands. And you may find that 2 strands are lit up and 5 are in shadow, or you've got 5 lit up and awake, and the rest are in shadow, or you may find that they all seem to be shadowy, or you can't quite feel any of them, or perhaps you can see and feel all of them. And I think we're all different, and we're all going to perceive this in different ways. And don't worry if you can't see them clearly yet, because you may be someone who doesn't see well in meditations. You might just feel your way into meditations, and that's absolutely fine. Or perhaps you're not quite ready in your process to see those strands yet. But remember that we are holding together an intention to activate those 12 strands. So that holding of that intention will begin the activation process no matter where you are. So don't get bogged down by worrying or analyzing what's going on or what you're seeing or what you're not seeing. Just follow the meditation, use your intuition, and just sit within your own guidance of what is unfolding for you, and trust that your intuition and your intention, your focused intention, is going to activate those 12 strands. So we've spent time, we're now connected to those 12 strands of DNA within us. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you down into that 5th dimensional heart of Gaia, which is a white hot octahedron of diamond crystalline light. And I'm going to take you into there. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull up light frequency encoded information from the heart of Gaia up into that quantum core processor, and we're going to allow that information to encode and activate and enliven, shift, wake up those strands of DNA. And again, I'm going to guide you 1 and 2. You're going to allow that light frequency information to encode the 2 strands, 3 and 4. Then you're going to feel it in the 3rd and 4th, and so on. Now, the reason that we are using light frequency encoded information from the heart of Gaia is because, firstly, you are an earthling. And part of our ascension process is us coming into this deep, deep awakening about who we are as earthlings, as part and parcel of Sophia Gaia herself, as part of the living organism of our earth. So as we pull this information from the heart of Gaia into our DNA strands, we are going to really feel that within us, and that is going to wake up those strands. And then also, the core of Gaia is the 1st dimension of this planet, okay? It's the seed point from which our planet was birthed. So all planets are birthed from the 1st dimension outwards. First, you know, that's how it works. They're birthed from the 1st dimension outwards to however dimensions that planet decides to hold. And so that 1st dimensionality within the 5D crystalline heart center of Gaia contains all of the information about our whole planet and our whole existence, all of the information that ever was, is, or will be, okay? And that information is multi-dimensional within itself, because it contains all of the information of all of the dimensions of Gaia. And not only that, but it contains, as the microcosm of all that is, that first dimension contains all of the information of the first dimension of the multiverse itself. So there's so much information in there. And on top of that, because everything is interwoven and interconnected and interrelated, we are all one. That first dimension of Gaia is connected with all first dimensions of every planet within the multiverse, and within that all first dimensions of all beings within the multiverse, bearing in mind that our first dimension as human beings is our first energy center within our bodies. So that first dimension of Gaia contains so much light frequency encoded information from the first dimension of all multiverses that ever was, are, or will be. So there's so much encoded information in there, and that's the information which is going to wake up our DNA to the truth of who we are as multidimensional beings. So that's why we're working with that information from that core of Gaia. So as I said, we're going to pull up the information up those threads of light and land it in each of those strands, and let that information fill and activate and shift and enliven and light up and change, wake up our DNA strands to the truth of who we are. So that's the meditation, and it really is extraordinary. At the end of the meditation, I'm going to leave the music running so that you can really just feel the bliss of what it's going to do to you. It really does feel great. I'm going to let you sit with that as long as you like, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we all did. And yeah, just have a fantastic time. So without further ado, let's begin. You're going to sit up straight for this meditation if you can. I'm going to invite you to take a breath in, a breath out, and close your eyes.
And in the darkness, you are going to bring all of your awareness and all of your attention to your breath. Breath in, breath out. A total act of attention and concentration. And you're going to slow your breath down more and more without forcing it. And with every in-breath, you are going to allow it to take you more and more deeply into your internal infrastructure, into your inner being. Going deeper and deeper within. Feel the darkness and the depths of your own inner being calling you. beckoning you. Inviting you. And you are now going to set an intention to activate whichever DNA strands are ready with the information from the crystalline diamond core of Mother Earth Gaia. And we are now going to connect ourselves to the Earth and stellar stars. So beginning at the stellar star, far, far above you, up in the heavens, landing your consciousness within this golden, masculine presence, holding cosmic light frequency information. Connecting into this frequency. Feeling the majesty and the intensity of it. Feel the wisdom within it. The expansiveness of it. And can you see that dropping down from this star are two interwoven threads of light, one gold and one white, and they drop from the stellar star down and down through the heavens, down and down, down and down, until they arrive at the crown of your head. And from here, they melt into your body, interwoven, twisting, turning through the central core of your being, the quantum processor of your existence. Feel how these threads run through you and arrive at the doorway of your perineum. Feel how they push down out of your body and into the earth, deeper and deeper into the earth, down and down through her layers, until they arrive at the center of the earth, at the tip of a white hot octahedron, the 5D heart star of Gaia. And as your consciousness lands within this star, feel the crystal, diamond-like quality of it. Its femininity, its crispness, clean, laser-like, white, pure energy. And as you sit within this earth star, take a moment to gaze around at the shape and walls of this diamond octahedron. See the triangular panels all around you, reflecting the within and the without of the first dimensional information of Gaia and the first dimensional information of the all that is. See the beautiful light of these crystal panels reaching in and reaching out. Feel the shape of this heart chamber of Gaia. Feel the depth of this diamond light. Feel the codes that lie within it. And you are now going to travel your awareness up those interwoven threads of light once again and land your consciousness within the two threads that run from the crown of your head to your perineum, focusing your attention within this portion of the threads within you. And as you sit within this portion of your quantum DNA, notice that above your crown is a pearlescent telomere And notice that beneath your perineum is a pearlescent telomere. 2 teardrops, if you will, that hold this DNA structure within your core, the top and the bottom, the above and the below. And see how this core within your being is your DNA strand connection to the whole of everything within the cosmos. And I am now inviting you to take your awareness deeper and deeper into these 2 strands within your central core. Deeper and deeper into the space within you. And as you deepen into this encoded central aspect of your being, the invitation is to allow yourself to now perceive strands 1 and 2 of your DNA. Let your intuition, your inner sight, your 6th sense show you these 2 strands in all of their detail. Notice them. Feel their texture, their color, their size, their shape, their motion. Take your awareness deeper and deeper. Let these strands show themselves to you. And can you now connect to and perceive your DNA strands 3 and 4? Deepening into them, focusing upon them, letting them show themselves to you with sharp clarity. And now, allowing yourself to perceive strands 5 and 6. How do they look and feel within you and in relation to the other strands? Study them, see them clearly and accurately within your core. And now tapping into strands 7 and 8, finding them, feeling them, allowing them to reveal themselves to you. And can you now begin to perceive strands 9 and 10? them into focus. Noticing all of the details of them. And finally, allowing strands 11 and 12 to be seen, to be felt, to be known to you. And can you now allow yourself to perceive all 12 strands of your DNA within this infinite space of your core processor all at once? Seeing the space between them, their relationship, the colors, the motion, the texture of them, their luminosity or not, all at once, all within you. And using all of your will, all of your imagination and intention, you are going to instruct these 12 strands to become receptors of information, to open, ready to receive, to soften into allowing, to become a little more spacious in expectation of new light frequency, encoded information and activation to land within them. Feel the strands opening, making ready to receive. And leaving these 12 strands for a moment open in expectation, you are now going to descend your awareness back down the threads, down through the layers of the earth, and landing it at the crystalline diamond heart chamber of Gaia. And as you land within this sacred, ancient space, can you feel the vibrancy and the light within it? Full and overflowing with diamond codes of rich genetic information and higher frequencies. Feel the sparkling light of this information all around you. Let your awareness deepen into this light. See the panels reflecting more and more luminosity into this space, releasing it into the space, surrendering it into the space for you. Feel how high these light frequencies are. Feel their levity, their vibration, the instruction of higher realms within them. Feel the light communicating with light all around you. A vibrational dance of wisdom and knowledge, communication and evolution. And you are now going to begin to draw up those interwoven threads of light. All of this encoded frequency from the diamond core of Gaia, up and up with your consciousness, up and up, drawing it higher, higher and higher, and moving through that iridescent pearl telomere, letting this encoded light frequency fill to fullness your central core. And see how this light touches and changes your genes 1 and 2. Let the light fill and permeate these strands, activating them into a higher awareness. Feel and see the frequency of them change, their vibration elevate and illuminate. Sparkles of divine intelligence encoding these strands. And see how this encoded frequency light begins to affect and change strands 3 and 4. See the light penetrating these strands, filling them, sparking new intelligence within them. And now strands 5 and 6 begin to come online as they receive this new light information. this wisdom from all time, space, continuums. Upgraded knowledge, a higher light, changing these strands. And now strands 7 and 8 begin to absorb this divine luminosity. This cosmic expansion, interdimensional awareness, light knowledge, code activation. See the strands absorbing and shifting with this new light. And now strands 9 and 10 begin to change. The light of new codes touching them. Sparkling within them. Merging wisdom of the ages with the wisdom of a future. A creation being born within these strands. Lights turning on, actualizing, becoming alive. And see how these codes vibrate within these strands, faster and lighter. And now this crystalline diamond light begins to impregnate and permeate strands 11 and 12. Activity of new frequency running through these strands, making them glow, light up, spark in new ways, and move with new motion. And seeing now 12 strands all at once, divinely encoded, luminous, activated, coherent within your central core. So much light. And feel how these strands, all 12, and the light within them begins to affect and encode every cell of your body. Every atom of your being. Every quantum particle of your existence. Feel this light everywhere. Feel how you are the light. And how full this light is of divine intelligence, cosmic awareness, know that a higher intelligence is available to you now in every moment of your life. That these new encoded strands within your body and your being will easily receive light from all around you, from your fellow beings, from the creatures upon the earth, from the earth herself, from the elements, from the skies, from your sun, and all planets and systems amongst the stars. Your activated DNA receives this intelligence and you will be able to understand and transmute and transmit a higher intelligence in response to yourself on every level of your being, and to all of those around you.